Hello everybody, my name is Fearful, and thank you NSG for having me up into you Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. We will do the knockout mode, arcade style, skill level beginner, because expert messes with your brain, because it throws your tracks, backwards, mirrored, stuff like that. Since we couldn't have like an incentive, I will take the red car for NSG. And timer starts with the room, so 3, 2, 1. Ha, such nice details. Alright, first track is Hometown. It's a pretty beginner friendly track. Nothing too much to really think about. We take the Lamborghini Diablo for its top speed reasons. It's actually the second fastest car in the game. Even with bonus cars you unlock through your playthrough. But unfortunately this car steers not the nicest, so we use the handbrake to actually drift around many corners. Maybe not so much on this track, only like on 3-4 specific corners, and otherwise we will not really use the brake, so my brake lights will not turn on that much with the corner, because jumping in this game is dangerous, because it can mess up your momentum of your car. You take a bonk here, that's totally fine, because braking just takes way too much time. Yeah, Diablo, second fastest car in the game. We only have 2 opponents with the same car, the purple car in front of us and the yellow car, which is usually the third. And knockout mode goes by, if you are last place, you will be eliminated. So technically, through the whole run, I don't need to get first beside the very last race, but obviously it's faster. I'll do a braking point, but I have to, because if I go full speed through the corner, I land on the left. Yeah, Hometown itself is pretty straightforward. You really have like 2 corners you really have to watch out. One is this one here, because if you go too fast you crash in the wall and lose time, because it has some jump right in the middle. And the second one is this here, where I actually brake, because you want to go 170 plus out of the corner, otherwise you just bleed time. So yeah, first race is rather short, by far the shortest track in the game. Usually want to end in about 3-hour mark for the very first race. I have my splits in the background so I can check like how I am time-wise.
You beat the lap record! You've won the race!
Yep, just sub 3 minutes, that's totally good.
Congratulations! Okay.
Also named myself NSG for obvious reasons. The player name doesn't really have any influence for the run anyways, and it's pretty short. And if I mash fast enough, you won't see it anyway. Second track, Ridge Rock, I think. Can't really remember the name, they don't really play a role. Has some Nevada, Texas, desert vibe. Also a pretty high-speed track. You can divide them a bit by being more technical, more narrow in some corners. That was a bit too much to the left. Ouch. By paint job. This track has pretty much like a rather high speed part and a very technical part. Later part. there are also shortcuts through many tracks, like this one here. I can take the hairpin way later, but with the jump I can shift the momentum fast enough to actually take the shortcut and save time. And yeah, speaking of drifting, you can just get your car way better around the corner. Also, I try to take lots of racing lines here, like you would see like in motorsports or more like straightforward racing games, just because I want to minimize the amount of jumps I take. Because whenever you jump, A, you lose your acceleration, obviously. And if you jump and drift meanwhile, it can mess up the momentum of your car in several ways. For example, you just slide forward, but your car is pointing to another side. Or yeah, the car grips up when you land and you crash in the wall or something like that. So you really want to watch out if you jump, that you are not steering in any direction. And yeah, don't mess up the line. For example, here I have to counter steer very quick. Otherwise it will land me in the next wall. Or some vegetation, who knows. Yeah. Whoop. Okay, saved it. No wall. Some corners are really tight to take, especially with the high speed and the poor handling of the car. Oh, I was a little late on the brake. Ouch. Double bonk. It's not too bad. Like, taking the hairpin normally would be way slower. Especially with the braking capacity of this car. On the next track I can actually use the full high speed of this car. Most cars in this game end like around 300 kilometers per hour. Oh yeah, we are in kilometers on top, by the way, not miles. Because I can't handle miles. I'm not British or American. For my orientation I just need the kilometers per hour. Another rather tight drift. Yep, worked out fine. Small drift here. Okay. I drift early enough. Sometimes the car wobbles a bit and the drift comes a little late and I will crash on the right. But yeah. Good track. Good driving for the second track.
You beat the lap record. You
Oh,
won
that's
the
actually a
race.
gold for me, so a really good time.
Congrats.
If you wonder, yeah, like I do like records in every track. I have like a save I boot up all the time. I'll do not upgrade my record times. Because as long as you have like 10 record times and you will update them, you will get the "you broke a record" screen anyway. So there's no really point to update the save. Yeah. Welcome to Atlantica. Fortunately, the city is not underwater. It's more like a modern LA, I would say. Modern LA / water park. And I really like the map design overall in this game. Very colorful, especially like this game is from 1998, PS1. To be fair, the developers made it a bit easier. They have like 4 original maps and 2 B maps of the original ones that uses, especially the starting point in some parts of the A maps, so to say, and made them completely unique second maps. So this game overall has 9 regular maps, or tracks I could say, and yeah, we drive the first 4 original, And 2 of the B tracks, so to say. That's also the reason PB is always a question of RNG. Because track 5 and 6 will be between these 4 B-side maps. And yeah, you obviously want the 2 fastest ones. Because if you get... Oh, ouch. Whoops. Forgot to drift there. Huh. Sad.
It's the final lap.
But yes, if you get like the slow ones, you will lose about 2 minutes-ish. 1:30 to 2 minutes. Just to give in comparison, my best time for the fastest B-track is a 2:15-ish, and the best time for the slowest B-side track is 3 minutes flat. Okay, that was a good jump. The bounce off the wall was also nice. You can just like get stuck in the wall and lose like 100 kilometers. So that's quite nice. The hall is also behaving. Nice, nice. Just a little oopsie in front of the finish line. But oh well, happens. Small drift around here, not the cleanest. No augers in the water this time. No, there can't be actually. What it else can is actually have a blimp in the bay area. I think we still catch it. We'll see. Yep, there it is. The thing is, this thing is pretty loud. Since we couldn't fully catch it because of the small oopsie in the first lap, it's not too loud for us this time. Usually I have the game pretty loud on my headphones, and this thing makes lots of sound. Oh, really? Huh. Atlantica will not behave today.
That's your best lap. You've won the race.
And that's how you lose 23 seconds. Ouch!
Congratulations.
Oh well, it is what it is. Let's see. Track 4, Rocky Pass. That's definitely one of the more tactical ones. Very tight corners, but also a high speed part.
3, 2, 1, go!
It doesn't really matter if I start with real speed or on lower RPM. It doesn't make a difference on the acceleration. But yeah, that's just more like, for my feeling, just for my feeling because I've never been there, but more like a Canadian vibe. Like our tracks are pretty much North America, and that's definitely like very greenish and can have, as a B track, a snowy side. And also the police car are like mountain vehicles. But since we are in knockout mode, there are not really police cars we will see, unfortunately. But it's also good because their sirens are very, very loud in this game. It will really blast off the ears sometimes. Also, there's an option how loud you will have like the speech in the game. Not like the announcer, but the police itself. And if you don't turn that down, say goodbye to your hearing, at least for a while. So this is a very tight part now. I have to look out a bit. Go left and right. And I'll take some tactical honks here to slow down. Because this corner there was very treacherous. It's easy to flip your car on that one. This is also a very tight one. And no, didn't get it this time. You can drift around in a very small frame window to get there full speed. For me, it's more like 50%, 40-50% if I get it or not. Drifting around this one, taking a bonk, though the drift stops. Also, there's a small ramp in the middle that I always thought, hey, that's way faster than driving around here. No, it's not. It's fancy, but it's not fast. Right, left and right, and we are back at the start.
It's the final
2:35 is not too bad for first lap. Again, very tight corners. And if you slow down too much, the others will pretty easily catch you. The AI in this game is actually quite good, even for beginner. You can see like they're not too far off. If I mess up one corner like really bad, they would be on my tail or in front of me. But it also depends a bit on the track where we are. Like this one, the AI is good, and Atlantica, they are not that good. Like the previous track. But I'm curious what track 5 and 6 will be, since yeah, there's like, I can't influence it. I tried several stuff like car color, or what name do I put in, or what NPCs are actually kicked out from the tournament. But I haven't found a consistent strat, and nobody could really tell me so far. So it always is a bit of a coin flip, like what track 5 and 6 will be. Corners ahead. It was a little late, but we still good. Bonk twice. Yeah, that's okay. I'll take that. Sometimes I bonk too early and catch like the inside of the corner, or too late and then miss the second one. Let's see. Yeah, that's how I want it to be. Very cool. Now I can carry here way more momentum. Bonk. And two more, like one here. Oh, that's more than one. Cheeky. And yeah, like this. That's almost track 4 done. Don't think I've lost much time here. Let's see. One final jump. And
That's your best lap. You've won the race.
Yeah, I lost about 2 seconds. Not too bad. It's fine.
Congratulations.
Like some stuff is not too consistent. I get country woods. That's good. That's like the fastest track I can get. So we won the first coin flip. And welcome to Snow Map. Are there snow physics in this game? Unfortunately not. Why unfortunately? Because this would be fun. But no, unfortunately it doesn't make a difference if I have like a normal track or a snowy one. It just looks nice. But this is like the very first map we drove until this point. Where we have very tight corners, lots of drifting around, lots of small jumps I don't want to take. Whoop, drifting a little too much. Small hidden big jump. So much for steering momentum during a jump. Good example. Small hairpin. And if you had the opinion that racing games can't have any skips, you are dead wrong this time. Because I can show you something you might have not known about this game, which is a small skip. If you see the bottom right of my minimap, there's like a long corner coming around, but there's a shortcut here, and I drive here, reset the car, and I'm all around the whole thing, and saved like 7 seconds. 7 to 8, depending how good you are on driving. And yeah, car games or racing games can have skips. So overall you drive a shortcut, but you don't drive it fully because it's very tight. So you just crash in the corner, reset the car, and are already pretty much over halfway of the shortcut, and therefore land on the track where you already passed the shortcut, or where you would have passed it. And yeah, after the jump we are back on the original track, getting a lot of speed again. Finish first lap. 2:28 is not the greatest. Was a bit clunky in some corners, but I can do better. Drift around here again. And almost up into the technical part again. Oop, that was a little early. I'll save it. Left, sharp, right, donuts, and a motel. Yeah, that looked way better. You can actually fall down here, so you have to repeat all the hairpin again. Let's not do that. Happened during practice yesterday. I took the hairpin way too short. Going around here, drive in this corner again, crash, and back on the track. Good thing is that like lots of corners after that, so we don't really need the momentum. If you drive normally, you would pass this part where your car resets with like 200 plus. But since there's a corner upcoming very shortly after that, it's not too bad. Also, this is my hate corner. I never really know how to take this one. I always take it badly. So don't worry about it. Jump. And back on the original track. And yeah, let's see what the last track will be. If we see snow again, I am crying. Not literally, but it would be this lower track. I will still make the estimate. Nothing to worry about that, but yeah, if you're on PB course, you usually want to have like
You beat the lap
one
record.
of the other fast
You've won the
tracks.
race.
That was not too bad. The second lap was good.
Congratulations.
2:15 is always nice to have. Okay, last track is... I have to cry. Bye-bye PB. Oh well, it is what it is.
2, 1, go!
Yeah, if you see in the bottom left, my track record is 3 minutes 4 seconds. Means, yeah, like my second lap will take like 3 minutes, and my second laps on the other two tracks, which would be possible, are like 2:25 to 2:27. So at least 30 to 40 seconds faster. So unfortunately that's a bit of time loss. Oh, drifted a little too long. So this part is still identical with Rocky Pass. And soon we will come to the part where it actually changes, where this track is actually very treacherous. Overall, I must say, I really like this game just for the looks. I think it aged quite well for racing games from that time. Even though they're not like the most tracks or the most cars, they're only like 10 to 12. I can't name like the exact number. You start with 6 standard cars and you unlock 3 more. Oh, it's actually 9. Yeah, the cars are a bit divided into classes like C, B, and A. Even though like it doesn't say anywhere, it's just like you have 3 cars that are rather slow, 3 faster ones, and 3 bonus cars. And yeah, as I mentioned at the start, only 1 bonus car is actually faster than this one. 2 others are not faster, but are way better to control and have a better acceleration. This is quite tricky and quite tight in the snow parts, so I usually have to focus a little bit. Drifts here, now 1 to the left and 1 to the right. I started a little early and that messes up my line here. Like, this game can be very precise, but it's can also be a bit forgiving depending on the track. Okay, can I get through here? Yes. You have to find the right line through the narrow city part. Otherwise you will take a lamppost, and these lampposts in this game are solid. This is not GTA.
It's the final lap.
3:10 on first lap is quite fine. And now to the second lap. NPCs are a bit gone. I see we have the purple and the red dot. The red dot is a Ferrari 550. And the purple one is also a Lamborghini, the same car I have, but basically purple. Yeah, last track, track number 7, will not be one of the B-side maps. It's the sole bonus map you can unlock through playing. That's called Empire City. It's my favorite track in the game, definitely. Just from the aesthetic and how it drives. There are also cheat codes where you can unlock bonus tracks that are not like raceable in the game. You can only do time trials on them. And they are very cool. Very unique track, like one looks like a Carrera track with like remote cars, one is an underwater track, one is just big caves, one is like a space station, so very creative for that time. Oh yeah, there's no way to take this corner clean, so I don't even try. Left, right, that was too much on the inside, so it bonked me away. Okay, one final time through the tight snow part. Okay, it wanted to slap me out, but the mountain bonked me good in this part. Otherwise I would lose traction, spin the car, or something like that. That was fine. I managed. Double left. I couldn't take it in one drift. One left, one right. Again a little early. Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Oh, that was a little far. You can actually crash into the trees on the left I just passed. And I do that regularly, so I'm happy I didn't today. Not the fastest, but we'll do braking where the sign is. And down to the finish line. Alright, that's around 3-4-ish, 3-5.
That's your best lap. You've won the race.
You're still right, but timing wise, I just look at my splits, I lost like 1.5 minutes. Like my PB is on the fastest track and one of the mediums. So RNG was not in a favor, but we are now on the final race. That's Empire City. It always reminds me a bit of Man, just from the darkish aesthetics. A bit industrial with the dog here. That's a Neptune, by the way. It also had the best soundtrack of all the tracks. I would have cared that sometimes you just see me headbang through the track. Like, it's not the hardest track to drive, it usually is quite wide. So you can really pick your line, whatever you want to drive. For marathon safety, this part I will drive on the right side. It's a bit wider, so you can drift around it easier here, and you don't have to catch any of the columns in the middle. I'll miss my braking point here. Drift around here, now it's a double jump, and I want to brake on the second one. And it didn't take my... The game didn't take my drift too well, so I crashed in the wall. I don't know why, but this to 90 degrees corners, the AI is really, really bad. So now I have like a lot of advantage. Driving through here, through the pillars again. Can also be on the left side here, which technically would be faster, but you can just drift around here so smooth. And now up to second lap. And unfortunately this last lap for the game. Or for this run in particular. Yeah, 2 minutes left, what to say. I thank NSG for having me for the overnight video. Since I moved last year, I have really bad internet connection, which prevents me from streaming, so this was like a really nice opportunity, because this, well, maybe 800 MB video will take my whole night to upload. So it really is bad. So I really appreciate the chance to submit this, or this way, to have like the night run. So thanks Noik, thanks everybody. Also thanks to well-known Mr. BSG, or maybe not Mr. BSG Rebuild, who helped me in the past with a lot of setup stuff, because I'm not an IT person. And setting up stuff for streaming and everything else is very complicated for me. And he had a lot of patience to help me set everything up, and even asked me if I need him for commentary and stuff like that. Speaking of commentary, I originally planned somebody to join in for commentary, but it didn't feel too well, and my schedule for the next days is unfortunately quite packed. So shoutouts to Ventilo for offering for the comms. Get well soon, buddy. And yeah, time is whenever I pass the finish line, which will be around this corner. There it is, and
you beat the lap record. You've won the race.
Alrighty, that's 33:14 for me.
Congratulations.
That's quite a nice time. It's about 2 minutes above my PB. Oh no, that's summer best actually. Oh well. Let me see. It's 143 above my PB, which is 31:30. Still hunting down the world record, but well, not today. That's okay. There are other opportunities.
Congratulations! You've won the knockout competition.
Heck yeah. Again, thanks NSG for having me. I don't want to drag this any further, since I said 35 minutes. And yeah, back to everybody. Have a nice event. Donate to some good cause. And see you all soon.